This is actually kind of wild because it didn't feel this close. What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today we are once again in Lethbridge, Alberta at our local track. Kind of a track, it's more like a dirt circle that's roughly 200 meters in length. And we are going to attempt to go fast today. So those of you that follow the channel know I'm coming back from an injury. So I haven't really been training too much speed or anything like that, but I was running in the trails yesterday, and it was my first run in the Salomon Pulsar Trail Pro 2s, and they just felt unbelievable. The version 1 I also ran in, terrible shoe, did not like it one bit. Version 2, small tweaks, huge results. So anyways, I was just thinking to myself, I wonder how these compare to like a marathon trainer or like a marathon race day shoe. And so I decided to come out here to the track today and we're gonna give it a rip. Now, again, we have the Salomon Pulsar Trail Pro 2s, and then it's gonna be against the Under Armour Velociti Elites. The reason I chose these is they're more of a flexible marathon racer. The Salomon is also flexible as well. So it's not super stiff, it's not a super rigid plate, and it's also lower to the ground, so we're not pushing that 40mm stack height as you would in, like, let's say the Alpha Flies or the Vapor Flies or the Adidas Adios Pro 3. So I thought this would be a fair comparison. Now, I know there's a lot of differences, like obviously the tread and the uppers on trail shoes are more built, so they're going to be heavier, and you know, they have everything for built out debris, but you know, I just want to see what it's like what is the underfoot feel, because in a lot of these trail races there are flat sections where you can come up and you can get some turnover and make up some time. So I guess we're going to see how it really translates to a faster flat environment. So let's take it out for a run. All right, so just finished warm up. So I think I said this track was 200 meters. Absolutely not, it's definitely 400 meters. 2 laps took me to half a mile. So change your plans, I'm doing 1 lap with 1 minute break, 1 lap, change shoes, do it again, and then start intervaling. I don't know what that's gonna look like yet, but really we're just gonna see what my pace difference is between the 2 shoes. And it's because, yeah, I was running in the Pulsar Trail Pro 2s yesterday and they just felt fast, and I just wanna see how fast are they compared to these Under Armour Velociti Elite. So with that being said, let's go see what we can do. Yeah, lap 1 down. Felt hard. I'm out of shape. I gotta start opening more front doors and going for a run as opposed to the fridge door. Jeez. All right. Couple more seconds, then going for lap number 2. Lap 2 done. Absolutely sucking wind over here. Woo. Oh boy. Time to switch some shoes. Alright, so just put on the Under Armours. And I mean, I'm really gonna break some minds here with this one, but immediately, I mean, so much more breathable. Like, it's a little bit windy here today, not too bad, but it just like soars right through the shoe. Also, like a significant amount like lighter. Just feels like there's absolutely nothing on your feet. So I guess that's gonna be one of the big differences, right? Is like that built up upper is just, it's a massive difference, but really that's for a reason, right? So, I mean, yes, you're gonna get with these lightweight marathon racing shoes a lot more breathable upper, a lighter upper, something that just keeps your feet cool during these hot weathers. But with trail shoes, you're likely to get way more durability, way more protection. And you know, when you're navigating through a lot of water, dust, sand, whatever it might be, the fact is a lot of that's not going to get into your shoe because of it. So all right, so here's rep number 3, first rep with the Under Armours. Here we go. Okay, so first rep with the Under Armour's done. And like, obviously I knew there's gonna be a big difference, but I didn't think there'd be like that much. And obviously, like, the upper, obviously lighter, more breathable, but it really translates to how cool it keeps your feet, even under 400 meters. Also, like, what I didn't expect was the midsole foam. It's just so much more responsive, and it just propels you forward so much better than the Salomons do. And again, I know that's not the Salomon's intended purpose, but you know, when you're dealing with super foams and plates, it's easy to get it mixed up, right? Because you just figure one thing is one thing, and you know, there's not much variety, like, and so it's just really interesting to see the difference between these two foams. That's crazy. Okay, just finished lap number 3 with the Velociti Elites. I'm gonna switch it back to the Salomons now. What I can say too is that with the Salomons, I felt like my first rep was quite fast, and then my second rep took an absolute dive. As opposed to the New Balance, where you know, the first rep felt fast and the second rep felt really hard, but I just have a feeling that it's going to be a bit like more surprisingly fast than I think. So that's always a good sign. Oh my god. Jeez. All right, let's go. Okay, just put the Salomons back on. Gonna go for another lap, maybe 2. It's funny because, like, when I initially started with them, they felt so light, like for a trail shoe and everything, like just so light and like breathable too, like a little bit. You don't really realize how breathable and how light marathon racers actually are until you like interchangingly swap them like this. It's insane. Now they just feel like bricks and like hot, so hot, and it's so hot outside. I should have packed water, and I just packed Red Bull because, yeah, I'm awesome. That lap done. Oh, gross. I'm not built for this. Oh. This is a lot of fun. Ladies, gentlemen, humans of all flavors, there is a massive difference between trail shoes and marathon racing shoes. And you really didn't mean me to tell you that. Oh god. Okay, let's do another lap in the Salomons, one more lap in the Under Armours, and then I'm calling it. I think that last lap was 5:18 a mile. Holy shit. All right, that's the last lap down. 2 miles in the books. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel. And stay tuned as we're gonna take a look at the numbers after this cool down. All right, so just quickly looking at the data, and I'll put it on the screen in both miles and kilometers. This is actually kind of wild because it didn't feel this close, but it actually is. So in the first 2 laps, I averaged 4:43 a mile and 4:50 per mile in the Salomon Pulsar Trail Pro 2s. And then with the Under Armour, it was faster at 4:37 and 4:43. And then I put back on the Salomons and it went 5 minutes and then 5:18, to which the Under Armour went 5:15, but then it dropped down to 4:49. And then I just finished off the 2 miles at a 4:37 pace. So what that tells me is that like both shoes are very, very responsive and they're both super fast. The feeling though, completely different. I felt like I was working so much harder in the trail shoes to keep that turbo, to keep that pace going, and I was overheating a lot quicker. I didn't have that refreshing breeze through the toe box. So like in conclusion, I guess I would say that both shoes are unbelievably fast and both shoes are very responsive. They're soft, and they're exactly what you want in a racing shoe, but the purpose and the build, that's what's everything. The weight, you can actually tell the difference of the weight when you're altering the shoes back and forth. Like I said before, when I started in the Salomons, they felt so light until I put on the Under Armours and then went back to the Salomons. Then they just felt like absolute bricks. They were still just as fast, but they didn't feel nearly as good. So really, I guess what you could say is that both shoes have their purpose, right? And like, I'm not gonna run a marathon in a heat box, but I'm also not gonna run trails and expose myself to all the elements in a thin uppered marathon racing shoe. So it really just comes down to the runner you are. What do you want? Are you someone that really likes to go fast on race day and you want everything? Or are you someone that's kind of like mixing it up? Like if you're someone that does a lot of trails and you do a lot of road stuff too, honestly, the Salomons are pretty awesome. I mean, as you see, they go quite fast for me. But like if you're someone who's road specific, then absolutely don't worry about the trail shoes. The tread on the bottom, it's just a lot of extra weight, a lot of extra heat. You don't need it. And if you're someone that's looking at going that ultra distance, someone that wants to climb mountains, go through all sorts of single track, go through water, and like kind of expose yourself to everything, but then also have the speed to get the turnovers on the flats and pick your leg turnover up after a big climb, you know, the Salomons have absolutely all the speed, and it just shows. They compare head to head with Under Armour, and they felt not as great, but they performed just as well. So to me, it was just super interesting. I mean, we talk a lot about super foams and place, and like, what the heck does that even mean? And it just goes to show that it means a lot of different things. The feeling is totally different, depending on what you're looking for, the rocker, the weight, everything plays into it. And you know, the flexibility of the shoe, both shoes have great flexibility, and I felt that if I was to run in a stiff plate, I wouldn't have had the same mobility. The push off would have been completely different, and I probably would have got different results as well. So for me, like, I have a 50-mile mountain race coming up in about 3 weeks, and I'm absolutely going to be using the Salomons for that. I'm wanting to do a 100-mile race in September, which is going to be here in Lethbridge. It's called Lost Souls Ultra. If you haven't heard of it, look it up. It's amazing. And so I'm hopefully going to be wearing those too, because they are so soft, and I feel like I could go that distance in these shoes. And then this weekend and Sunday, I have the Manitoba Marathon coming up, where I'll probably just be doing the half, and I'll be running it with Lisa again. And I'm going to be wearing the Under Armours. They're an amazing shoe, and I'm excited to take them over that distance just to see how they are. And other than that, yeah, I'm going to be running the Edmonton Marathon in August, so if you're there, come say hi. And yeah, if you want to see another head-to-head comparison of any of these shoes, please comment down below. And again, like and subscribe, and until next time, take care.